So Johnson & Johnson is a 130-year-old company whose mission is really healthcare and changing the trajectory of healthcare. We touch over 1 billion people a day, Alex, and we went through a very detailed process of finding the right partner to help us on that journey. And we look at change in 3 dimensions, right? People, process, and technology. We also wanted a partner who had an openness and a sensitivity to the change that new processes will bring, and more importantly, who really could understand our culture and what it meant to bring this change to our culture. And so we selected Ariba for those 3 dimensions. Within 12 months, we've been able to put 80% of our spend through the system, roughly about $15 billion. We've processed about 250,000 purchase orders. So it's allowed us now to have a much deeper and a much more connected relationship with our supplier base. It's about being able to use innovation to be insightful through digitization and making the right decisions with the right information, and to be more responsive to the needs of our patients and customers. So for me, it's been a very enjoyable experience because the technology has worked, and it has to work every day.
How did you move a company the size of Johnson & Johnson to actually say, let's do this, get the organization behind it, and actually move?
We benefited from the fact that our leadership really understood the need for our organization to take functions like procurement, human resources, finance, and information technology and make them core enterprise-wide functions. I think the second piece, and it's probably more for your procurement leaders, is the care of our own organization and really making sure our organization understood their role in helping our business make this journey, reshaping how they view where they and how they bring value to the business and how they spend their days and where they spend their days.
Can you speak a little bit more about supplier diversity and the role that you think a platform like Ariba can play in actually helping you support the goal of really creating supplier diversity?
One of the hopes that we have as a very large organization is how do we use what we bring to the world to be able to benefit minority suppliers, women-owned suppliers, veteran-owned suppliers around the world. And this now gives us the platform to be able to provide greater access and fundamentally engage our 130,000 employees to be part of that journey. We've made a commitment at the Global Citizen Forum about increasing our spend with women-owned businesses by $100 million. And so it is something that we believe in very strongly, and we know that your organization believes in it as well. So thank you.
A little bit about what we're doing at Shell with Ariba. We went live with Ariba quite recently in the cloud. We did it across all of our entire organization, with the exception of a couple of countries where the laws don't like the cloud. We use it for sourcing, we use it for contract management. Today, and some friends of mine in the audience might correct me, but we're about 50% of our materials transactions are now running through the Ariba network. And I'm very confident that our team will get us to 80% of those transactions by the end of the year. It makes a huge difference for us. We're also deploying Catalog, and Catalog for us is very much about liberating our front line, connecting what people want to buy with the awesome deals that our company creates, and then linking it to the purchasing process so it's all straight through, frictionless and easy. But there's more to come. We'll also do guided buying and spot buy later in the year, but I don't think that's the full story. So I'm pleased with our progress at Shell. And as many of my team will attest, I don't stay pleased with progress for very long.
This moment where the company expects X percentage of savings and you show them that you can triple that goal, that was amazing for us. Grupo Herdez is a consumer good company in Mexico. We buy a lot of raw materials that are very critical, and we cannot stop the factories. So for us it's very important to analyze and to anticipate any risk in the supply chain. Digital transformation is key for Grupo Herdez because it's all about adding value to the company to bring ideas. There's a traditional way to do purchasing, very transactional and reactive. And the way we change it is to a more proactive, to anticipate and plan more. We implemented Ariba sourcing to support our strategic sourcing process, and to be good at the negotiations in order to bring savings to the company. We manage indirects, directs, CapEx, services, and we need to have different processes in the tool so our team can find the right template for their process. Currently, we manage more than 250 categories of spend a year. Our goal was to achieve 70 million pesos of savings in 3 years, and we managed to achieve triple of that. We're proud managing in the platform soybean oil. It's a commodity, so you cannot really negotiate that price, but there's a component of that price that called the basis cost, and it's something that we could manage to negotiate and to do a tender process with the suppliers. So the platform lets you configure the templates to negotiate those categories. So my vision for procurement is to satisfy our user needs, increase their satisfaction, make them understand the impact that we can make in the business if we align our objectives.
If I step back and look at procurement, why can't it be like shopping at home? It needs to be easy. So we made a decision, let's get into the cloud and really start to build the foundation for the future. If I step back and look at procurement, why can't it be like shopping at home? It needs to be easy. So we made a decision, let's get into the cloud and really start to build the foundation for the future. Say that we'd probably save about $2.2 million the first year, and it would increase over that. And we've seen catalog usage go up 45%. And if we continue to make the process simpler, the perception of procurement will change.
Pour moi, SAP Ariba, c'est une solution clé en main.
For me, SAP Ariba is a turnkey solution that really covers the whole negotiation process.
Que j'apprécie énormément.
What I really like about Ariba is having the whole supplier relationship recorded. And I can have a 360-degree view of my supplier.
De mon fournisseur.
We've realized that we've been able to increase our savings by 18%.
We're much more efficient for sourcing activities. Our sourcing people can actually concentrate on where they can add value, so it alleviates a lot of clerical burden on them. Turnaround is much quicker. For recurring events, we can actually copy previous events. The fact that we can do templates, that we can actually communicate with all the other buyers around the world. So even though we may have a need at the headquarters, they don't need to redo the work if they're on tour.
SAP really helped us with the digital transformation of our company from an invoice processing perspective. The cycle time for invoice processing went down considerably from 23 days to 5 days. The risk of fraud has been diminished, and match exceptions are resolved by the buyer, and that's a huge win.
We worked more individually before, and now it's on a platform. In the past we needed the help of a third party. Now we can do our own auctions, and we really get better prices than we did in the past. Yeah. We are currently in the process of moving to the HANA technology to also connect other information or data sources to Ariba to make it like a business collaboration platform.
For the very first day I was convinced that Ariba can provide us not only a tool, they provide us ecosystem. We pass from 3 to 5% saving to 10 to 15% saving. We expect to put 70% of the indirect purchasing on Ariba e-procurement. One tool, one process, one way of doing purchasing.
My name is Cor van der Schier. I'm the Procurement Operations Manager at AusNet Services. The SAP Ariba solution for spot buy is particularly aimed at a long tail of suppliers with low value spend. So having pre-vetted suppliers with already good content provided through the SAP Ariba Spot Buy solution is really a very good solution for us. The other point with SAP Ariba Spot Buy is that it is a one-touch solution. The end user creates the PO, it is approved by their manager, and once they get the delivery, everything else is automated. Low touch for the end user, low touch for procurement, and yet with a fully auditable solution and process. The advice I would give to anyone that starts off on the P2P journey or is already partly the way through is to identify what your key pain points are. And if technical purchasing is part of that, then SAP Ariba Spot Buy is a really good piece of the puzzle to go after. It doesn't take a lot of effort, and it is simple configuration with great benefits, I believe.